Registration is now open for the 68th United Nations NGO Conference. It's coming to Salt Lake City this August. Organizers are busy preparing for the event, and they're here today because they need some volunteers. So with us is Ben Collender, the Deputy Director of the Salt Lake City Department of Economic Development. And then we have Scott Beck here, the CEO of Visit Salt Lake. Good morning to both of you.
Good morning.
Now, people are sitting at home saying, United Nations NGO Conference, what is that and why should I care? Ben, fill us in.
Yeah,
This
absolutely.
is a huge deal.
This is a huge deal. So this is historic for our community. It's the first time ever that the United Nations is leaving their extraterritorial property in New York City to do one of their major events, and they're doing it right here in Salt Lake City. So they're going to be focusing on, the theme of the conference is sustainable cities and communities. So really looking through the scope of how to create a sustainable city and community, or what actions can we take to move that agenda along. So it's a really collaborative effort with non-governmental organizations, civil society, but it's going to be about 2,000 to 4,000 people coming in for this, and we're going to need volunteers.
Okay, so let's talk about that need for volunteers. You really can't do it without them, right?
No, not an event like this. When you're welcoming, again, 2,000 to 4,000 people from 80 different countries with different languages, with different needs, people who've never been in your community. One of the things we know is that navigating a community you've never been in has its challenges. And so having volunteers greet people at the airport, direct them through town, direct them once they're in the convention center, where to go, what to do. It's a very natural part of events, and we sort of have the secret sauce in Utah and Salt Lake that makes us really capable to deliver on these type of things.
Most definitely. Talk about a great volunteer. Who are you looking for that would be helpful come August?
So I guess people who have passion about the community. They may not know what an NGO is, but they know what Salt Lake is.
Yeah.
And I think someone who's intrigued by interacting with people, being helpful. So basically a Utah.
I know, that's what I keep thinking, is that's what we are. That's what we are.
Yeah, I mean, I think just it was great that we're following Subway's Day of Giving, another community member doing incredible things. It is kind of our secret sauce. We have this human kindness that just exudes, you know, here in Utah.
We're just really nice.
We are.
We're very nice.
And so I think a Utah would make a really good volunteer.
I love that. Now, are you wanting people who can speak other languages? Is that kind of a perk, or is that just would be nice but not necessary?
It'd be nice, and I think our past experience where we've had things like the Olympics or like the Parliament of World Religions.
I would say we've done this before.
We've done this before,
yeah.
So we know that we kind of have that. It's always hard to make sure that the person who speaks Chinese is the one that meets the Chinese visitor, but having the capabilities, it's wonderful, because you can also on the fly say, hey, we need this person here, and so it's always nice, but it's not mandatory.
Let's talk about the commitment. What is somebody kind of getting themselves into once they start volunteering?
Basically, we ask for two-hour shifts.
Okay.
And then we have a...
Okay, anyone can do that.
Anyone can do that. And then we have a 1-hour training, either August 25th or August 26th.
Okay.
But people could do more than 2 shifts if they want. But sort of the minimum we ask for is two-hour shifts. The event runs from August 26th to August 28th. And so we need volunteers for those 3 days.
I love that. I love that. And where do we go? Just register online? How do we get connected?
Yeah, we'll have the link on your page, but also the UN's website as well, which we'll make sure that that's on the page
now,
as well.
if I want to go to this conference, is that possible as well? Or do you have to kind of be someone cool to be there?
So registration is open now
until
July 15th. And so, you know, people can apply until that July 15th deadline if they're interested in going. Slots are limited, so if you are interested, you should apply now. The other thing I'd say is we've had so much interest from the community in terms of participating, and this volunteer list will be a perfect way to get engaged.
I love that. Okay, we just need Utahns. We all can do it.
That's a good qualification.
Gentlemen, we so appreciate you being here this morning. Very exciting, coming later this summer in August. More information online at abc4.com/GMU.